It is 8:30, it's time for the weekly meeting of the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors. We have an agenda in front of us. Are there any additions, corrections, deletions?
Under the BBC project plus for the update.
Okay,
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended and presented.
and I will second that. It's been moved and seconded. Further discussion, hearing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. County Attorney General discussion.
All I have is, and I don't know if Adam Shirley has talked to you about this, about that Bob Muller property dispute.
No, he hasn't, but at the last county conservation meeting, he was there, and the board, they got their heads together,
Yeah.
and they basically were agreeing on something.
It sounds like in principle, we've got this resolved. We've got to get a survey and everything done yet, but what's going to happen is he's going to convey the county part of the property, and the county's going to convey him part of the property, and the county gets to keep their easement and, get it resolved once and for all. It's kind of the county gets to keep their easement, and that's all they really wanted. They get to keep the property where the easement's on, and he gets everything else. So we just gotta get it surveyed, and then we'll do deeds, and like I told him, the bad thing is we've got it solved in theory, but we've got to publish notice because it's sale of public property, but we could put in the ad that, we're gonna receive this much money and this much property, so I don't think anybody else can match that, giving us that property part of it. So that's gonna resolve itself. Other than that, I don't have anything.
And you're very comfortable with that, so.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we've been talking, all Mitchell County Conservation want was to make sure they had easement down there, and they're gonna keep that strip of property. He's just gonna get everything else in. I said to arrange it sometime when, notify the Board of Supervisors, notify me, notify all the conservation, so everybody can be there who wants to be there, so they can see what's actually being conveyed to do. And it's, I don't know if you've gone down there and looked, but there's no big trees in there, there's no big ground, you can never build there, it's probably in the floodplain. So it's, other than to look at it, it's not worth it. That's all I have.
And I have nothing today, so.
That's probably a good thing to get that whole thing straightened out once and for all.
It's done, then it's done. Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Item 3, BBC project, must be Tom.
Yep.
Good morning, Tom.
Good morning. We'll start off the Osage wastewater plants. They're forming up footings, which they've been doing for about a week now. And my guess is it'll take them until the mid to end of next week to finish up this pretty big structure. At that particular project, we have our first progress meeting next week, Wednesday, 9 o'clock at the wastewater plant. So if you guys want to show up for that, you're always welcome, okay? At the pretreatment site, we've got footings poured in one structure. They're forming the footings in another structure. They're doing rebar and wall work in some structures. So that one's going real well. They've got a little bit of delay on some piping that was supposed to be in last week. That'll be in this week now, but other than that, they're still going pretty good. We're reviewing the building submittals. I'm a little proud to say that they're keeping that all local. The building's a suck-up building, so it's not going to some big manufacturer somewhere. It's going to stay pretty local here, so that's kind of nice that they did all that. And once we get that back to them, they'll start probably working on the building footings. They're looking like the building is going to be delivered sometime in November, and then they'll start working on that so they can get that weather tight and keep going on that. Just a reminder, we have a progress meeting for that project tomorrow at 10:30 at the Henkel trailer, so you're all welcome to that too. Next week, I'm not going to be here, but we'll have a pay request for Henkel, and it's $500 and some thousand bucks. So, Brian, he's an engineer in our office, and he's also the inspector that's on these projects here. He's going to stop by, and he's going to go over the pay request with you guys, give you an update, just like I do, on what's happened, what's potentially going to happen, and then to remind you of the progress meeting for next Wednesday as well. So, kind of.
Is he going to bring us our orange shirts?
Those are special order. The pocket is killing me. So. so that's, everything's going good so far, we don't have any issues with that. You guys had a chance to drive around or see anything, any questions?
Not yet, maybe I'll just have to take that swing through today.
Okay. Ankles, if you guys can go out to the site, just make sure you got a hard hat or something, you can walk around, just be safe about it, okay? We don't want anybody getting hurt. Otherwise, it's your project, so do what you want. Joel.
Wear a hard hat, they're gonna make you do something?
Well, I'll tell you what, if you look too able-bodied, probably. So hobble yourself out there and you'll be all right.
Okay.
Even then, you might be a little bit in danger. But yeah, otherwise, you guys can stop on the But tomorrow, 10:30 at the Hankel trailer. Next Wednesday, 9 o'clock at the Wabash trailer.
Can't come tomorrow, but.
Okay. Whatever works for you guys. Just always have the invite out there. Joel was kind enough to put on my agenda too. I designed a egg wash water storage tank for River City eggs. You guys have that public hearing next week, and I won't be here for that. One of the things that he's going to ask you in his way, and hopefully it comes across right, is that the way this works is that we file the application with you guys. There's a 30-day window. Within that 30-day window, we have this public hearing that you guys are having next week. After that 30-day window's done, the DNR issues a draft construction permit. That comes to you guys, and there's a 14-day window. What he's going to ask you guys, because we're running up against the end of the construction season here, is if there's no objections in the public hearing, that you guys waive that 14-day review of the draft permit, so we can save the 14 days to get construction going. That's what he's going to ask. Hopefully it comes across that way, but if it doesn't, that's the intent of all that. Mark's a pretty good guy. I'm sure you guys have met him in the past. But so we designed it. It's an egg wash water storage tank. Secondary containment all the way around it. It meets all the standards and stuff. But like I said, you guys can always question me anytime you want if you have any questions about it. Mark can't give an answer. But he's going to ask you that just to give you a heads up. And again, I'd like to be here for that. Yeah, here's the directions that you guys already got. And again, this is not for expansion of the facility or anything like that. It's just for, he can get a penny an egg more if he washes the eggs off. And him and McDonough, what they do is they land apply that material on the farmlands. They all over towards Mason City and get rid of it. So that's the details there. But like I said, he'll be here. I won't be here. If you guys have any questions, you can always ask me.
Okay.
All right. Very good. I got nothing else. But like I said, Brian will be here next week. I will not be here. And I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep,
We'll see you.
thanks.
Take care.
Sheriff Beaver, did you have anything?
I really don't have anything this morning. I'll have more for you next week with my monthly reports, my conversation with the city of Riceville about law enforcement. And then Stan, I'll need a signature from you on our federal asset forfeiture. It's an annual audit that we...
Make sure we put that on for action item then.
Okay.
And we'll,
So I don't have anything for you this morning.
my understanding is the city council meeting at Riceville last night, Howard County must have proposed 25 hours a week coverage on their side, wanting $58,000 a year, which was a little different than the proposal that you said that you had presented them.
I probably already know what the city council then decided about that proposal, but anyway, that ultimately will be their call.
Yeah, the bad thing is, it's just too bad it sits right there between two counties or how.
Right,
however,
it makes it a little more difficult to work through.
I mean, if one county could make the patrol of the whole city as opposed to, it would make it a little easier, but that's not, our call, so.
Right, right. Maybe we'll hear more from the city councilor or the mayor this week and have a better feel for what they're gonna do. Yeah.
But I think you made a reasonable proposal to them, and
Well, I think so too. Yeah, so wait and see what they decide.
How many today, or did you ask?
I think there was 2 this morning,
Two?
yeah.
Okay.
Shut the radio off. Thought I heard somebody talking. Yeah, I guess I was trying.
I've been here all along,
Sorry
yeah.
about
That's all right.
We got 2 sets of minutes.
Yeah, I read through them, I'd make a motion to approve both sets.
And I've read them, I'll second that. It's been moved in second, further discussion? Hearing none, Volklander.
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried. County engineer, he's fishing.
Well, let's just call him up.
I don't know if
Good
he's
for
sending
him.
anybody or not. He did.
He didn't say he would.
Yeah, I think he
Did he say, did he hear anything from FEMA yet, or?
He did not say anything last week. I know we've been having issues. I had a call this morning again, an individual northwest of Stacyville was not happy because that bridge is not getting fixed in a timely manner, but yet again, we can't, well, I shouldn't say we can't, but it would be foolish for us to spend local funds if we can get hundreds of thousands of dollars of federal funds, and yet the federal government is not acting
Yeah, and in the
rapidly.
meantime, if it doesn't come and then we get snow
But
or
that's,
something
you
to that
know,
effect.
that's part of the problem. I mean, you gotta kind of play the federal government's game, and, you know, all of us, well, there's basically, I think, isn't there 8 bridges yet that are out? And,
I
you know,
don't have a bridge to worry about, I've got all that creek that's
Yeah,
still there,
but I'm
so.
just saying, I mean, it's not going as fast as any of us would like it to, put it that way. Approve the claims.
Well, there again, I looked at the claims and I'd make a motion to approve the claims.
And I've looked them over, I'll second that. Been moved in second, further discussion. Hearing none, Volklander.
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried. FY14 library contract.
Yeah, it's our standard contract we do each year with the library. It's just, and it's got the new amount that's appropriated, $114,356. This runs from July 1 of 13 through June 30th of 14. They will be coming here in a few weeks to give us a report too.
Motion to approve the fiscal 14 library contract.
Second. Further discussion.
No, quick question. So that's the budget for the next year?
Yes.
115, okay.
Correct.
That's the county share that we're giving.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's appropriated out for more than 4 libraries.
Yeah.
And then their board of trustees all sign off on this too.
Sure.
Further discussion. Hearing none, Volklander.
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried. Meetings attended.
We had a NACO audit committee meeting yesterday. It was to approve travel, look at the claims, I mean, as far as the credit card accounts. And listen to our auditor on just normal business. But the one thing I did see about it, we're doing board education on succession training, because our director over there is 36 years in, and at some point in time, or if he gets run over by a truck, who's gonna take over? You know, so we've been doing a little bit more training. It's very interesting reading. You get, we're up to the 3rd chapter. You read it beforehand and then you go and if you have any questions, discuss them. It's very interesting, and I think a lot of good information in there for any board that anybody can sit on, So anyway, that was my meeting yesterday.
Last week again, I had a couple of meetings on project that we're looking at, and so that's all I really can say about that. But it's, again, that was also very interesting. And last night we had the NICOG meeting at Clear Lake. Basically, we came in with a $200,000 balance at the end of the year, which was good. Next year, it's going to be rather rough sledding because so far the federal government has not passed a transportation bill, so therefore there's no monies in for new buses and that. We basically have 90-some buses in the fleet for the 8-county area, and I thought you were fishing.
Got stuff to do.
Good work, Mike.
So in any event, the money is, I say, we basically only have enough money to buy one new bus, and normally we would be looking at closer to 10 to 15 buses a year. And so
So where does this money come from? Federals?
it comes from federal. And the state last year, there was a bill in the state legislature for 12 to 14 million to help on transit and that, and at the very last end, it got dropped on the last day. So the other thing that we did discuss last night was Brenda has suggested that we try to get what is called a rural improvement zone. And under Iowa Code, Chapter 386, municipalities can do a municipal improvement zone. And in this zone, the difference between this zone and just a regular TIF is that in the municipal improvement zone, the governing body can also take any new increments of the replacement tax, which can be substantial sometimes. And rural counties, as you're seeing here with the Vallon project or with our possible other project, it's expensive to do infrastructure here in the rural part of the county. And if we wouldn't have the windmills, we wouldn't be in the running like we are for either one of these projects. It would be much more difficult. I wouldn't say that it would be eliminated, but it would make it more difficult that we can use the tax increment financing. But also, if we could have the new increment help on, because most of those people have no skin in the game. The county has all the skin in the game, and yet again, we get no reimbursement from anybody else. And so we're working on that. We're making some headway, finding out who we can get together with and so forth on it. So that was my meetings. Richie,
Yes,
come on up.
I'll be brief.
What happened? I thought you were fishing.
I got some things to do this morning, so.
We aren't just going to go down fishing in the Cedar this afternoon, are you?
People probably want to throw me in this yet, I don't know. The rock room's probably gonna be done in about this week, end of next week, hopefully. Real brief, other than that, it's FEMA and FHWA.
How we coming with FEMA?
I don't wanna sound like a broken record, but it's becoming a broken record. I mean, we're making progress, it's just super slow. We went out and looked at, I mean, still dealing with these silly bridges that I don't understand. They've got their concerns, but I think it's because we're dealing with individuals that aren't engineers, don't understand what they're coming in here and they've been out in the field, but it seems like they're just bean counters and they wanna make sure everybody's ducks are in a row, which is fine, that's their job. But I can't continue to keep getting blocked on providing more data for these bridges. You give them an estimate for replacing the bridge with a box culvert, replacing the bridge with a pipe, and then they say, well, is this common practice? Well, it has been in this county. Well, then they wanna know what common practice is. Is it a policy or in something in code? And I said, no, we don't. So you go back and forth, and then it's, well, okay, have you done it before? Yes, we've done it before. I took them out on a site visit on a couple of them. This is what we've done. Here's what we're looking at. Well, you know, did the DNR and the Army, I said, here's a letter from the Army Corps. I mean, well, now they want past bridge inspections. I'm like, this is just getting to be jumping through hoops. I'm getting frustrated, and I'm sorry, but because it's my butt that's getting called and getting chewed out when these things don't get over.
Wait a minute.
Well, yours too, I guess, everybody.
This morning it wasn't pretty.
Well, I'm sure everybody's getting frustrated, but, you know, as I said,
It is what it is.
well, that too, and then FEMA's federal money, right?
Yeah.
Do they have an endless pot of money? Is that what they're trying to do, is?
I don't know. They want to make sure everything's done right, and I understand that, but we've been doing this for years,
Yeah.
so.
Well, anytime anything's been managed from Washington, it probably isn't gonna get done right.
Anyway, so we're trying to get everything that they need so they can give me a job number so I can get these done. Otherwise, I'm half tempted to say, forget you guys, I don't want your money, but when we get the chance to get 80% of it paid for, that's better than paying for our own pocket.
Well, if we pay for our own pocket now, we're gonna short something here next spring
Well,
or
I
a
know,
year from
that's-
now, and that's the
You know,
part of the
when we're
problem.
looking at an estimate of $1.3 million to get reimbursed by federal dollars, you don't just walk away from it. You kind of do what you have to do to get the job done.
Or are they, would you say they 20% through it, or?
Huh?
Are you 20% through the process, or 40% through the process, or are we just getting started?
We're just getting started. I mean, for as many times as they've been here, they're still working on.
Did they take pictures the first time they came, or what?
They've been here taking pictures. We took some more pictures. They brought an Army Corps engineer here that. I won't look further than that. So they've been here, and I understand they've got a lot on their plate too. They've got more than Mitchell County. They've got other counties in the state that they're working with too, but it's just paperwork. It takes a long time to get through it. Anyway, that's where we're at. We're mowing, we're blading. We're gonna get I got the AMZ machine out today, so we're doing some patching. I did get federal highways approval on temporary surfacing for Turtle Creek and everything else on temporary surface these things for the winter time, so we get some projects done. And I think when we get a contractor to pave the Stillwater Road, and we get those patches on Primrose done too, since they'll be doing the same technique, same type of work. So maybe get a contractor in here with some substantial work.
Okay, on Primrose, would you dig them out full depth then, and?
We'll get it thick enough that we
Okay.
won't have, that we shouldn't have the problem again. And then there's some other locations I'd
Well,
like
just
to.
drill a hole all the way through so the water can drain out.
I don't think it's that so much water, it's, there's other issues, expansion. There's some spots that are down by the culvert location, there's some breaking up, so. I guess those things come too. Anything else?
The only thing is, I talked to Bill Klishik yesterday. He's the DNR trout guy out at Decorah. And he's gonna come over one of these days, and we're gonna try to convince you that we can clean that spot right west of the bridge on Hickory on the trout stream, that we can get that hole back into.
Oh, okay. I know they took a couple scoops out, was it not?
I haven't been down there, maybe, but I get phone calls on that one yet, because, you know, there's a lot of older guys. That's a good place that they can walk down safely and sit and
They made
fish.
some nice limestone steps for them. Coming down the road, they placed them so they had some steps to go down.
So in any event,
Well, if they're okay with it, I don't have a problem with it. I thought they took a couple scoops out of it and make a hole.
well, I haven't been down there since, no, I haven't.
I don't know how big a hole it was before.
It's a nice hole.
Let's say wait for another flood and it'll probably come back.
Well, but we're hoping that we don't get another flood.
I know it.
I don't have anything else for them.
Either.
Do us good.
Fish weren't biting anyway.
Huh?
Fish weren't biting anyway.
Better be.
See, Rich, you got a good time.
Manure management plan updates.
We got one, this one's a dual county, Dan Koenig's Oakdale site, it's actually in Howard County, section 35, applies manure in Mitchell County also. And then we have Hogville Corporation, Doug Kleckner, section 30 in St. Ansgar Township. And like Tom mentioned, next week we'll have the public meeting on the Osage River City Egg site. That'll be at 8:45 next week. They're doing confinement operation for new 225,000 gallon steel egg wash water storage tank at existing site. So, the animal units is 2,999, so that's equates to 299,000 chickens over 3 pounds. It's a lot of chicks.
Okay. Clerk of Court report for August.
2985.58.
I don't think that pays me.
Okay. So noted. Can't think of Earl's first name.
Jay.
Jay. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. You know, Nycog hired his wife now, and so he no longer can be on the board down there. So Bob Abelson is on the board now. And so I was giving him a little bit of crap last night. I said, you know, we got a short agenda today. We're gonna try to beat your record of shorter meeting. He said, no, you'll never be able to beat. I don't know how they can get in an hour for 15 minutes. They always do. Anything else for the good of the cause?
Gonna go to Harlan?
No.
No, it's on the 19th, but,
Oh, so later this year.
yeah. Barb and I are going, but if there's anybody else, I gotta get their name in today, so I'll canvass the folks here.
You will do us good down there.
Well, it's,
Yeah,
it's pretty good this year. Barb wanted to go because of the IT, the guy was gonna talk about, you know, the identity theft and stuff like that that we need to be concerned about. I got one of the gal, office manager at the landfill is gonna go, and maybe another board member out there. So, anyway, she just emailed me and said, I said I'd put the pressure on. So she asked, I pressured you guys. So, no, it's always interesting, but it is a day, it takes all day, so. Anyway,
no, you'll give a good report
yeah,
back.
I'll bring back everything I can. If you get your name in, I'll get your cup for you.
Anything else for the good of the cause? If not, we will stand adjourned at 8:59.